performance experience?
In 1984, I had a scholarship in Russia. And my second year, that was 1987, I went to Ukraine. We entered into a competition, a string competition, and I was lucky to be part of that. And I represented our class in one of the concerts. I played Beethoven Romance. Yeah, that was in Ukraine. Almost lahat ng concerts ko very memorable. Especially kung bago yung tinutugtog.
What motivates you to teach and what are your goals in teaching music?
My teacher here in the Philippines was Professor Basilio Manalo. He was a great inspiration. Just continuing the legacy is a great honor. So siya yung nagbibigay ng motivation, trying to follow the footsteps of a great teacher. Siya yun talagang nagtuturo siya ng walang kapalit. Siguro yun yung tinatawag na nationalistic, love for country, love for the Filipino people. Gusto mong umasenso kasi nga nakikita mo, masyado nang malayo yung ibang countries sa pagtugtog ng violin. Samantalang ikaw, nag-aral ka dun sa halos pinakakilalang teacher sa buong mundo, Ivan Galamian. So siguro, alam niya na makakatulong siya. At senior niya itong kaalaman niya sa pagtugtog sa mga estudyante nang walang hinihiling na kapalit. Isa lang palang bagay ang hinihiling niyang kapalit. Mag-practice ka. Siyempre nga naman, pinahirapan mo na ako't lahat, hindi ka pa magpa-practice. And naman ako yung na yon. Kaya ako din, nagkaroon din ako ng mga ganong experience sa buhay ko na nagtuturo ako ng walang bayad, nagtuturo ako ng walang kapalit, walang naman ako yun sa kanya.
Ano po yung goals in teaching music?
Well, to impart the knowledge that I got from my former teachers, actually I can give you a little background and history of the family tree. So Professor Manalo studied with Ivan Galamian. My teacher in Kiev, Maestro Alexander Yegorov, was a student of David Oistrakh. Well, Galamian is Russian, so I guess it was similar.
What do Filipinos need to do more to raise the standards of pedagogy and performance in our country?
Well, I guess the first thing to do is to make the young generation appreciate classical music like violin playing or whatever instruments they want to learn. I myself didn't find it easy to appreciate classical music. Playing the violin was weird for me because during our times, there were only a few who appreciates violin playing or classical music at that. For Filipino musicians, you're supposed to share this with ordinary people. People who are rich, people who are poor, people who are educated, uneducated. It's for everybody. Yun nga ang mahirap dito sa Philippines sometimes. They view classical music as something that is like for the rich, something that is snobby, pretentious. So they have to share it with everybody. Maybe that's the reason why in the Philippines, classical music appreciation is very low. Ano nga sabi ni Sir Billy? Tahakin nyo ang the road less traveled. Good luck sa ating lahat. Ang advice ko lang sa inyo ay mag-practice kayong mabuti.